All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Sony has infiltrated the chat. Yeah, Nicodemus, bro, just a heads up. YouTube's been acting really strange the past couple weeks. They had some kind of update on the back end side of things. They do this. They do this like on a quarterly basis. They make some significant updates. They don't really tell us what's happening, and we just see things are different. And it always, I don't say always, but many times it results in weird glitches and strange behaviors that I notice on my end and users notice on their end as well. But yeah, I don't think anybody was deleting your messages because I'm able to see that. And I went and I checked and there was nothing that was deleted. So it's weird because usually what happens if somebody sends a message that's not coming through, it's usually held for review. But I went and I checked, there wasn't anything there. It's really strange, man. It's frustrating when stuff like this happens because it always coincides with updates on YouTube's end. Irvin says pizza has arrived at the perfect time. Welcome. So you, Mr. Hamster, what's going on? Yes, welcome. Today's the day. Xbox has officially died. It's over. It's completely over. Halo's on PlayStation. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few things today, but I do want to let you guys know. No, I did not say. Ghetto God. No. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I just casually said that? Did you see people already complaining about Logan's face in Wolverine? Not really. Are people doing that? Well, I guess it's not surprising. I did see the pictures that were released. I just can't pay attention to it anymore. You know? Like I'm not saying you're wrong for having an opinion like, oh, I don't like his face or I do like his face. I'm just saying, like, if there's one thing I've learned over the years is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, like you can play the entire game with Logan's face covered if you want. So, but yeah, they are at San Diego Comic-Con, and people are wondering if they're going to drop a new trailer. They're going to drop a new chat. All right. So I do want to ask you guys again, because we experimented with this yesterday. I do have the stream on normal latency. For anybody who has had to watch my stream on like a 10-second delay, or anybody who's been having issues, between yesterday's stream and right now, does it seem better for you? Does it seem like you're caught up? Does it seem like you're not on that same delay? I just need to ask and double check, because I don't want to keep streaming in normal latency if I don't have to, but if it helps people's viewing experience, then I'll happily continue to stream that way. Raven says people are tripping on his face. He actually looks Canadian. Well, Mrs. MBG is saying she's noticed the difference, which is good. People are weird. He just looks like a normal dude, and people are like, what's wrong with his face? I'll tell you what it is with Wolverine specifically. People were probably expecting him to look like Hugh Jackman. Seems better, Ray? All right. Michael, I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad. I know it was tough. You barely made it. Listen, guys, I want to let you know we will be doing a members lounge today. Okay, so this stream is going to be a little bit shorter, not significantly shorter, but it's going to be a little bit shorter because we are going to do a members lounge. I told you guys I'm not going to be doing members lounges every stream, obviously, but I wanted to slowly bring them back. And so what we're going to try to do today, the goal today is to try to get to 50 members. All right, that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to get more people, memberships. I did put out a gameplay commentary earlier this week as well for members, which I've been getting positive feedback on that, which has been nice to see. So thank you guys. I mean, yeah, to a lot of people, Hugh Jackman basically is Wolverine. Yeah. You have it running on your phone and TV, and it's good. All right. Good. Good. Oh yeah, I can't wait. All you non-members get jealous. Irfin's mad. Everybody except Irfin become a member. Irfin can't for reasons, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, we got a good amount of members yesterday. We'll see if we can get some more today. And yeah, if you guys want to support what I do here before we dive into today's discussions and today's topics, hit the like button, okay? Hitting the like button helps with YouTube's algorithm. It lets me know you enjoy it. And you can consider becoming a channel member. Gain access to exclusive perks, exclusive members content, gift memberships. If we hit 25, we'll feed the beast. Super chats, direct donations. Not sure why I almost forgot that. Those are all ways in which you can support. I can only do what I do here because you guys make it possible. So big thank you and shout out to the community. Sorry, Irfin. Happy Halo Day. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's finally here. It's so strange, isn't it? Like it feels like it's not a big deal. Am I the only one who feels that way? I feel like Halo, here it is. It's on PlayStation 5 and okay. You know, do you get what I'm saying? Like it feels like it's one of those things where this was never supposed to happen. No, Michael, I didn't see that. Let me see here. Oh yeah, you're saying MBG, did you beat Pragmata yet? If you did, what are your quick thoughts? I haven't beaten it yet. I think I'm literally in the last boss battle. I've essentially beaten it, but I have like one more level I think to complete. But my thoughts on it so far is it's really good. I don't think I like it as much as everybody, to be honest. I kind of noticed that. The combat is not hitting for me. Like I am feeling it. There are times where I get into a flow with it when I was playing it, or I get into this like flow state and it feels really great. But I don't know. I don't know that I'm as high on it as everybody else is. But it is a really good game. Like I can clearly see why people are like, you know, putting Pragmata up there as potentially their game of the year. It's a very well-made game. To me, the most impressive part about Pragmata is the fact that it is a new IP. You know, Capcom delivers Resident Evil 9 this year. Incredible experience. Still probably my favorite experience of the year. And then almost immediately after that, they deliver a new AAA IP that's firing on seemingly all cylinders. I was always worried that the puzzle-based combat wouldn't click with me, and I've gotten better at it. Obviously, I've gotten a better feel for it, but ultimately, I can't say that it's my favorite type of combat. You know, I don't think it's bad. I think they did a really good job with it, but you know, it is that kind of roadblock, I guess you could say, for me. But yeah, it's a good package overall, and it should be beating it eventually. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get a new Wolverine trailer today. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Capono says, help MBG keep his lights on. Yes, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. You like working on all of the challenges? Well, it'll be interesting, man. I mean, Pragmata is still one of the highest rated games of the year. You know, it's one of the highest rated games of the year. It, you know, I think for some people it is still their game of the year. So it could, you know, it could. I don't think it'll win game of the year, but it could show up. I think it will show up at the Game Awards this year in a potentially significant capacity. Certainly. What happened, Titus? Your name was changed? All right, well, let's start with Halo. Campaign evolved. So the only way you gain access to Halo today is if you purchased I believe it's the $70 version of the game. And you get 5 days early access. 5 days. Pretty much a work week there. And the reviews are out. Halo Campaign Evolved is currently sitting at an 81 on Metacritic based off of 39 reviews. Let me refresh this and just make sure that's, yeah, 39 reviews, 81. It has, let me see the split here, 31 positive reviews, 8 mixed reviews. And let me check the platforms here. Where are we at? Hold on. So on Xbox, it's got an 83 based on 21 reviews. On PC, it has a 76 based on 16 reviews. And PS5 has the most reviews, sitting at 42. And let me see here. Yeah, 5 days early access is pretty egregious. That's pretty egregious, man. VGC gave it a 5 out of 5. They gave it a 100. Halo Studios' Unreal Engine 5 powered upgrade of the original Halo campaign elevates the original with sublime visuals, smart tweaks, and broad respect for the gameplay, field design, and aesthetic that makes this game so beloved. Daily Star also gives it a 10 out of 10, saying overall it's been a joy to jump back into classic Halo. There's a wonderful new sheen to this makeover, but the gun game underneath is still addictive. Brilliant shooter fun like it always was, and now that it's on PlayStation, gamers who have always steadfastly stuck to that ecosystem will get a chance to enjoy a true great in the gaming catalog in all its modernized glory. So we also have Push Square giving it a 9 out of 10, saying Halo Campaign Evolved has brought back a true classic in style, faithfully remaking and expanding one of the best shooters of all time, with bonus missions that feel like they've always been there, expertly slotting into the original Halo experience. Campaign Evolved presents an incredible package of old and new that's never looked better. Welcome back, Chief. Let's see, what else are we looking at here? Game Informer gives it an 8.5 out of 10, saying the core game shows its age in some notable ways, but there's no mistaking the magic that made this formula work all those years ago is still very much intact. So generally speaking, all of the reviews seem to be positive. IGN, I'll read that direct donation in a moment. IGN also gives it an 8.5 out of 10, saying it's fascinating that a 25-year-old shooter is still so much fun. Halo campaign, they said Revolved, certainly doesn't fit into the long line of half-hearted remakes. The new visuals, cutscenes, and additional levels are a real treat for fans of the original and should convince newcomers of the Master Chief's appeal. However, the lack of competitive multiplayer is a major missed opportunity. That said, the game still really shines when we settle in on the couch at home and dive into the campaign with friends. Titus, Sergio, he drops a $10 direct donation. Thank you, Titus. Sorry, I keep saying thank you, Titus. I appreciate that. He says, I just wanted to say that I love the MBG community. It always brings me joy to tune into the stream after work and see John and you guys in the chat. Well, thank you so much for that, Titus. Thank you. That's really kind of you to say, bro. He dropped a $10 donation just to say that he loves you guys. I mean, come on. This is why I say we got good people here. We got a good community. We do. Titus, thank you so much for the support, man. You've been a big supporter of the channel for a long time and the community as well. And I appreciate the positivity you bring because, God knows. There's a lot of negativity to go around and it can become pretty heavy. It can become a lot. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hold on. Irfan, are ads playing again? All right, hold on. Let me update that. Let me refresh on my end. Dude, I can't believe YouTube is doing this. This is crazy. They do it every stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to manually keep updating it every stream. Very annoying. It wasn't like that before. This is why I'm saying these updates that they put out, man. But let me see what you sent here. Insomniac Games says Marvel's Wolverine is ripping through San Diego Comic-Con. Stay tuned for updates. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they're going all in with the marketing. Helix is trending on Twitter, though. Why is Helix trending? Doesn't look like there's any actual news. All right, we'll see if we get any Wolverine news today. Tribal Chief, I'm sorry, man. No, I haven't been able to fix your main account. can you give me your name one more time? Or your the name of your main account? We'll continue to talk about Halo. Just give me one moment here, guys, while I see what I can do. I did tell him I was going to look. I never got the chance. Maybe I can do it real quick. Hold on. He says... You're hoping we get a Wolverine trailer? I mean, it does kind of feel like we would. It's the same name, Tribal Chief 1970. Dude, there's a guy blocked on my channel named Dream Cuck Guy. Okay. Let me tell you something. It is crazy. I don't do it often, but when I have to go check the list of banned users, the names are insane. Let me see. Tribal Chief. I'll try to go through it as quickly as I can. It's a guy in here. Another name. There's a guy that's banned. His name is Man Baby Gamer. Go figure. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the names are funny, dude. Like, I know they're trolls and they definitely deserve to be banned for that shit, but it does kind of make me laugh a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking through, man. Why are you making me do this, Tribal Chief? Why is he making me do this? It's a duplicate account that you made. Okay, I'll see if I can find it. Shadowlink, what's up, man? You're saying, MBG, just want to say hi, buddy. Hope you're having a great day. Keep up the exercises and get better. Hope the family is good. And tell Mrs. MBG I saw Bianca's sisters on a bunch of porches today. Damn. I think Mrs. MBG's in the chat. I think she'll know. Thank you, Shadowlink. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm trying. You know, I'll tell you this. I did my exercises the beginning of the week. It's really strange, man. It's really, really strange because the level of muscle soreness that I'm experiencing and how delayed it is. Like the left side of my body, my tricep, my chest, my traps, my rhomboid, my lat. My lat won't stop spasming, dude. Ever since I was working out, it just is in constant spasm. It's so annoying. But I'm noticing that if I'm going to do any type of weight training, even if it's therapeutic, I need literally like over a week to recover. I'm not used to it. It's very, very challenging because it's like, I'm not used to this, man. But I'm going to try. I did go for a walk today. I got some sun. I touched some grass. My neck is in pain right now. I'm kind of, I guess, adjusting to the pain. I'm starting to get used to it. At some point, I'm going to have to sit down. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the kind words you guys have been sending my way. And I know you've been kind of on this journey with me with this neck problem. But, you know, I'll keep you guys up to date as best I can. Am I still not picking up Wolverine? I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to end up playing Wolverine. I'm just going to nip it in the bud. People are going to clown me. I have no spine, the whole 9 yards. I'm not, I hope I made it clear to people yesterday that I love playing games too much. I'm going to start trying to play in some other areas though. You know, I'm going to try to expand my horizons. I'm genuinely going to try to do that. But I'm not gonna deprive. Like, I've really thought about it. And so, like, video games are one of the last thing I have in my life that I deeply, deeply care about. You know, and I'm not happy. It doesn't make everything okay. It doesn't mean everything's great. It doesn't. There are realities with this industry. There are realities with the business that we're gonna have to continue to fight. I think, Titus, you dropped a really great message, I think, in the community Discord that I think perfectly encapsulates the situation I'm currently in. And you know, it is a tough thing. It is, but I have to just here's what it comes down to, guys. This is what it comes down to now. It's what it will always come down to. Um, I have to do what's right for me. I have to be myself. I have to be true to myself, and I can't care what other people think with some things. You know, I'll always consider my audience. I'll always consider what I have here. It's incredibly important to me. I'll always consider the people that are kind to me, you know, and give me their time, and those who support what I do. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's like I can't be a falsified version of myself. I can't pretend that I don't still want to partake in playing games. And, you know, unfortunately, as we go forward, in order for me to stand on my business, which again, I only blame myself for this, it's nobody else's fault. Um, you know, I want to enjoy games, man. The good news is for those of you who have been hoping that I will talk more about games, that's the plan going forward. All right. So please look forward to that. Maybe need some sports vitamins to help with that. I actually just bought some vitamins. I'm going to be taking some stuff. We're going to see. I did take my protein powder. I took my creatine. What type of exercises did my physical therapist give me? I haven't seen my physical therapist yet. I'm probably going to be scheduling that in the next week or two. For now, though, I looked into it and essentially, and Ray did drop the Discord link, by the way. You can join the Discord if you want. You don't have to be a member to do that. But I was just doing really, really lightweight. I mean, I'm talking like I have a 5-pound dumbbell. I'm doing 3 sets of like 15 or 20 extensions, kickbacks, overhead extensions, and dude, it's still so sore. It's still so sore. So I hope it's working. I hope it's doing something. Yeah, so Ray, RU46N2 Ray in the chat, he dropped the Discord link and he also dropped the P.O. Box number. If you guys want to send anything my way, I still have a P.O. Box that is open. You can do that if you're interested. Yeah, it's that, Irfan, but also it's like I said, man, it's like I don't expect everybody to understand. And I'm not, you know, I'm not here to go on and on about it, but at the end of the day, like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like I only got one life to live, man, as far as I'm aware, you know. I just want to enjoy video games. I do. Like I maybe that makes me the problem, maybe that makes me a bad guy or a bad person in some people's eyes, or maybe it makes me wrong in some people's eyes. That's fine. I know the role that video games played in my life. It's one of the only things that I've grown up with that still means something to me, that even though there are areas where it's getting tainted and it's not necessarily getting better, you know, this is why I try to tell people, if you ask me my opinion on the PS5 generation and many of the games I played, I have a lot of good experiences. I was not lying about that. Unfortunately for myself, I suppose I was not lying about that. But no, I'm not doing MBG's version. No. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. All right. Where was I at here? Oh yeah, I was looking for Tribal Chief. All right, let me scroll through a couple more here just to see if I can help him out. I apologize in advance if I can't at the moment, since I'm live trying to do it. I need to get back to... Dude, there's another one here. Mostly Bald Gamer. Okay. You know what? Mostly Bald Gamer. Nice. Nice. I'm looking. I'm not seeing your name, man. Nothing yet. It loads so slowly. That's kind of why this is annoying. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Dude, your name's not showing up, or the name you gave me. Are you sure you're banned on the channel here? Appreciate you guys being patient. Oh, I found you. There we go. Got you. All right, there you go. There you go. See, I'm a believer in second chances. I found it. It should be good now, dude. So give it a shot if you want. I mean, it looks like it's the exact same name. So there you go. Taken care of. Don't say I never did anything for you. All right. Let's get back to the gaming discussion here. You're welcome, man. All right. Getting back to the Halo reviews. So I went down a couple of the high reviews. Let's go check some of the lower reviews and see what they're saying. So DualShockers has the lowest review score for Halo Campaign Evolved so far, giving it a 6.5 out of 10, saying Halo Campaign Evolved brings back one of the coolest FPS experiences of all time, and it looks better than ever. Unfortunately, some PS5 specific headaches and bad performance issues are currently holding it back in major ways. At least half of the missions on base PS5 have awful frame rate issues, and the always online required linking of your PSN account to your Microsoft account to your Xbox gamer tag, Jesus, can lead to some truly migraine-inducing outcomes. I'm desperately hoping this is all ironed out ASAP, because this game will be a blast someday once it's all squared away. Until then, PS5 owners should be cautious. Wow. Okay. That's a little bit surprising. I mean, it seems like their issues are not like with the game itself, but they're saying there's like some kind of performance issues. They're having issues with linking stuff. Now, I know that Digital Foundry released a video reviewing this. Maybe we'll check that out. If this game is suffering from performance issues, they will be the ones to inform us of that. But that's what DualShockers said. They gave it a 6.5 out of 10, and that's the reason why. Next up, we have IGN France giving it a 7 out of 10. They say Halo Studios delivers a polished, enjoyable campaign that faithfully honors its legacy, yet it falls just short of the ambition needed to become the definitive version of this FPS landmark. Still, at its modest price point, Campaign Evolved sets a benchmark that future one-to-one remakes of gaming classics would do well to follow. It's got quite a few 7 out of 10s. Gfinity gives it a 7 out of 10. They say Halo Campaign Evolved delivers breathtaking visual upgrades, polished cutscenes, and standout prequel missions that give PlayStation players a taste of Xbox history. However, dated 2001 level design and the baffling omission of competitive multiplayer significantly reduces its overall value. It's an enjoyable nostalgia trip through Halo's classic campaign, but a tough sell at full price, especially for veterans. Let's see what else we got here. Games Radar Plus also gives it a 7 out of 10, saying Halo Campaign Evolved is a faithful remake of the 2001 classic that highlights exactly why the original Halo holds up so well 25 years later. Bullet-spewing combat feels satisfyingly simple, while a handful of modernizations keep action slick. But largely insignificant changes and superfluous bonus missions make me wonder why anyone other than PS5 players should care. Interesting. And then Insider Gaming also gives it a 7 out of 10, saying Halo Campaign Evolved is a must-play game for newcomers to Halo, and it's a great-sounding, amazing-looking first-person shooter with a highly enjoyable story. So what's weird to me is that out of all the reviews we read here, or at least like the synopsis of the reviews, only one seemed to have really highlighted like performance issues on PS5 specifically. I'm trying to scroll through here and see if anybody else is saying something similar. It's got a lot of 8 out of 10s. No, I'm not really seeing anything. So there you go. Those are the reviews on Metacritic anyway for Halo Campaign Evolved. It's, again, sitting at an 81 right now based on 39 reviews. Are you guys planning on getting Halo? Is anybody playing it right now? always online and connected to your Xbox account on a single player on PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is where... Yeah, there is a third-person mode, by the way, Titus. As far as I understand, you can play the entirety of Halo Campaign Evolved in third person, which is cool. It's cool to add something like that. But people do seem to be annoyed, understandably so, that this game is a single-player experience. It's a single-player experience, but you have to be always online, and it seems like you need to download certain updates. And, you know, people just feel kind of slighted that this is the route Microsoft chose with this game while not including the multiplayer. You know, it does feel kind of bizarre and strange. But I personally won't be playing it. I'm not interested in Halo Campaign Evolved, but it'll be interesting to see if Microsoft's experiment... Well, I don't know if it's an experiment as much as it's just they're trying to get more people, specifically on the PlayStation side of things, to play Halo, to experience Halo, to embrace it. And, you know, we will see if it is successful for them or not. We've seen them try it with Gears of War, the first game getting remastered, and that seemingly didn't work at all. I do feel like Halo probably stands a better chance, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It, you know, especially, I don't know, I'm going to bring up Digital Foundry's video in a minute, and we'll check that out. Maybe you'll get it at a 50% discount. Getting it through Game Pass PC, not spending extra money if I don't have to, since I already have prepaid Game Pass for 6 months. Well, yeah, and I forgot this game is dropping on the Game Pass, so yeah, that's how quite a few people will probably play it. I mean, when I checked the sometimes when I go check the pre-orders for PlayStation, you know, they have the list on their website. I saw that like the $70 version of Halo Campaign Evolved was like number 2. Is the volume low again? It might be on your end, Irfan. It might be on your end. On my end, it says everything is good. 50%, everything fixed, albeit. It's a better remake than Gears. Yeah, Gears wasn't a remake. It was just a remaster, so maybe that explains why it didn't do so great. Apparently, speaking of Gears, I do have a report up here. It says the Coalition has announced that Gears of War E-Day's multiplayer reveal will take place on June 30th. Wait, what? No, they meant July 30th. They typed June 30th. I'm like, wait a second. July 30th. So the contents of the reveal remain unknown, but it's a given it will showcase versus mode and the new maps. Touting the classic 4v4 format, they've been designed to be symmetrical. We've seen a few new gameplay mechanics, like how sliding can be used for mobility and jumping can create new flanking opportunities, but the number of maps and other modes remain to be revealed. There's also Horde Siege, a 12-player take on the long-running co-op mode, which spans the entire city of Kelowna. So this is why I find it so interesting that Microsoft decided to make Gears of War E-Day an exclusive, because I had a feeling there was going to be a massive multiplayer component to Gears of War E-Day. And do you think it's possible they would separate the multiplayer and release that on PlayStation because they'll say the multiplayer is a live service, so it's going to be like a separate release, but the single player will stay exclusive to the console? I'm just thinking about this because Microsoft just came out and said that when it comes to their live service multiplayer games, they will continue to be multi-platform. They'll release everywhere, including PlayStation 5. Gears of War E-Day is getting a big multiplayer reveal, and it seems pretty clear to me it's going to be treated like a live service. It's kind of strange to me that they would announce that, but then also announce, oh yeah, no, this live service is staying exclusive. And I feel like it kind of hurts it, if I'm being completely honest. I think Gears could probably do well on its own, well enough anyway, just on Xbox based off of how it looks and it's Gears of War. But I don't know. Very, very strange decisions being made by Microsoft, where it's like, here's Halo 1 remake. No multiplayer dropping on PS5. Here's Gears of War E-Day. We'll have a live service multiplayer component going to be exclusive to Xbox. Very strange. Very strange strategy and decision making there. Well, that's true. Yeah, it's exclusive. It's a console exclusive. It will launch on PC. It will be day one Game Pass. So maybe that's where they figure that's where we're going to get most of our engagement with live service. But yeah, there we go. Halo campaign evolved. Let me bring up the geez, why is it completely drenched? Let me bring up the Digital Foundry video. We'll check out. I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing. It's like 30 minutes, but we could check out some of it, see what they're saying. Let me just take a moment to get that set up for you guys. Okay, yeah, I have the video right here. Okay. All right. Guys, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button to help the stream out. And do I like Steely Dan? Not sure who that is. Make sure you hit the like button to help the stream out. Like I said, we are going to be doing a members lounge, okay, once this stream concludes. So consider becoming a channel member. Consider gifting memberships. We're going to try to get as many people in there as we can. And we have Buttery Cheeks with a $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, MBG, I give you props for being able to put your face and voice out into the public every day despite backlash you may receive. I don't know how you do it, bro. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate that. And you know how I do it? I realize at the end of the day that anybody who is not willing to understand that I'm just a person and I don't actually have the type of ill intent that they might want to believe I have. Anybody who really wants to paint me in a bad light or make fun of me or, use me for their own gain while hurting what I do here, they don't matter. They just don't, It can be annoying. It can be frustrating. And trust me, there are times where it has gotten me. But over time, I eventually realized, like, dude, I'm here because I want to be here. I'm doing what I do here because I want to do it. And I have too many good people, too many good voices, too many kind things being said to me by so many people to me, it's practically disrespectful to those people for me to pay attention to what the detractors have to say because they don't matter. They don't care about my channel. They don't care about my livelihood. They don't care about my community. They do not care about anything I'm doing here. So I'm not going to care about what they have to say, So, hold on one second before I start this. But thank you, Buttery Cheeks. I do appreciate that, man. No, I don't know Steely Dan. Apparently it's a band. Maybe I know some of their songs. 1971. When they. No, I don't. I mean, I may have heard them before, but I didn't even know they were a band. No, jazz influenced rock group from the 70s and 80s. I'll have to check them out. Steely Dan. Yeah, it's like again, maybe I've heard a song of theirs, but this is like the first time I'm hearing about them. All right, let's go check out Digital Foundry here. That's some nice looking water. That is some nice looking water. Xbox announced ads and game streaming. Okay. Oh, did they just announce that?
The original Halo Combat Evolved marked the beginning of something truly special. The first of many Bungie-developed games that helped establish Halo as arguably the most important franchise in Xbox's lineup. The second chapter in the franchise's long history also began with a return to the original Halo. Combat Evolved Anniversary ushered in the 343 Industries era, a period that would eventually culminate with
IGN just posted it
Infinite in 2021. Now, the third chapter begins, and perhaps fittingly, It starts
So
with
I
yet another
can't watch
release
this
of
whole
the
thing,
original
but is
Halo.
there a PS5
This time
section
it comes in the form of
specifically?
Halo Campaign Evolved. Rising from the ashes of 343 Industries, this new project is the work
Maybe they
of
don't
the
do
newly
a
christened Halo Studios, a name that presumably
I'm
signals
starting
a
to think they
renewed
don't do
focus
like
on the
a
franchise
performance
and
review.
desire to rebuild confidence
That's
in its
strange.
future. Campaign Evolved, aside from a few minor issues, does a fantastic job of capturing
Has
the
anybody
essence
watched
of the
this
original
already?
game. From its color palette and map design to its visual direction and core mechanics, nearly every element feels authentic yet
You're saying sound up on
in
my end
regards to that
or their
original
end?
source
Because I
material.
have it as loud as it can
It's
go
an
on their end.
exceptionally well-crafted experience that demonstrates a clear understanding of what made Halo Combat Evolved so special in the first place.
No, I didn't get
It
Halo.
also marks the first time Halo has appeared on a PlayStation, which is an unexpected twist. The original was, after all, at one point announced for PlayStation
Sorry.
2, but obviously that never came to pass. But now it's here on PlayStation 5, opening the doors for a new audience. It's a broad topic then, but for this video, I want to focus primarily on discussing how exactly the campaign has evolved, using comparisons with the original two releases. It highlights both how the visuals have changed and how things like level design and pacing have been adjusted. So, let's dive in.
I'm starting to think they don't do a
Thief Collection. Fresh.
an
Different,
actual
still
performance review,
off
which
the
is
right
really
table.
strange to me.
Evolved successfully kind of looks worse, I'd argue. The textures do that subtly reflects its surroundings, picking up the green hues of the grass and cool blue tones of the sky. This is something that looks arguably better than any previous version of the map. It's really beautiful. Back outside, I'm also a big fan on with these comparisons, but I think the point is clear. Halo Studios has done their homework, and there's clearly a lot of love to highlight a few of the visual features that really caught my eye. There's also a great use of deformable sand and interactive water and other visual effects that really enhance the action. Entirely on screen space effects for things like reflections and samey visuals. And it turns out they completely remade and redesigned it for Campaign Evolved. This is
They always do two
effectively a
videos.
brand new level.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, hold
in
on.
the original, it
Maybe they
begins
didn't
with you
release
in
the
this
other one
open
yet.
area
Okay.
With the flood sort of.
Well, I
There's also
mean,
now
it seems like the
mini-boss
game
battles
looks
like
good.
this, along with more
You know,
enemy
when it
variety.
comes to
But how does Campaign Evolved fare?
the actual
To figure that out for this
graphical
section,
upgrade.
I want to swap back and forth between the two in real time and let you hear the differences. We'll start here on Mission 2. Listen carefully to the ambient sound around the player during these tests, although the very first thing you might hear is that the voice acting is different.
The others, the impact, there's nothing we can do. The others, the impact, there's nothing we can do.
Now let's more peacefully experience this. Listen for things like discrete sounds, such as burning trees and other sound effects used in the remake.
Sound of the Xbox brand burning. I'm just kidding. Kidding. I'm not kidding. There's something, I don't know, it's like the liminal
Notice the
space,
difference?
man.
How about standing next to the stream? Listen for the water and the sound around you.
Yeah, the remake sounds nice.
Okay, now let's make
The
our way
sound
over
of
to the
water.
bridge, and this time, pay attention to the specific footsteps you hear on this metallic bridge. You'll see how different they are. I think they've done a good job here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the details matter, right?
See what I mean?
In a remake like
All right,
this.
how about a test of the pistol? The original sound is iconic, but the remake features a very punchy sound effect for the pistol that feels very satisfying. It really takes advantage of a subwoofer as well.
Sounds good. that is, yeah, that's pretty definitive sound. You have an affinity for the old school gaming style, though? Yeah, it's got this charm to it that the more realistic you try to make it loses that charm.
All right, let's jump over to Assault in the control room and listen again.
This looks ass.
You might notice that the new game has pretty cool reverb in this large open space. But if we go into this room here, this hallway,
everything's so shiny.
Yeah,
I think we get the point.
Right? Okay, how about some action? We're going to hop over to the silent cartographer, and I'm going to swap back and forth.
All right. Well, there you go. There's the last game I bought. I think it was Pragmata. Let me see here. Let me check to see if they released a second video. They did not. Halo Campaign Evolved, Digital Foundry Tech Review, but no performance review. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see if people are having any performance issues. That one review from DualShockers said they were. So all right, let me come back here. Somebody said that Xbox announced ads for game streaming or something. It says Microsoft launches tests for ad-supported Xbox game streaming. Promises the ads will not interrupt the flow of gameplay. Oh, geez. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that just... I mean, it says it's for streaming. Let's see what it says. Microsoft has launched a test for ad-supported Xbox game streaming and promised the ads will not interrupt gameplay. The test lets users stream select games from their library for a limited time supported by advertisements and is available to Xbox insiders. During this test period, Xbox insiders with an Xbox account can stream supported games without a subscription for free with ads, with 1-hour session limits across supported devices and regions where game streaming is available. Ads will play before streaming sessions begin and will not interrupt gameplay, Microsoft insisted. The core game experience remains unchanged, the company added. Participation is optional and players can choose other ways to play at any time. The test is designed to help give more people more affordable ways to play on devices they already own, Microsoft explained. You can play after sitting through 2 minutes of ads. When your 1-hour session ends, you can play again after sitting through another set of ads, and your progress continues across your account and devices. It's also worth noting that today, Xbox Cloud Gaming is not available without a Game Pass subscription. For many players, the device they already own now allows them to stream games with Xbox, Microsoft said. Cloud can also help Xbox owners play newer games built for Series X and S without needing to purchase new hardware right away. That can be especially meaningful in places where consoles are harder to find or less affordable, giving more players another way to access great games on devices they already have. Advertising has existed in gaming for decades, from in-game placements to free-to-play models, but it hasn't always been built with the player in mind. When well done, advertising can help lower the cost of access. It creates another way for players to get into games without an upfront streaming purchase and expands audiences through new ways to play. For brands, this only works if showing up here adds to the experience, not takes away from it. That was all in quotes from the official Xbox Wire. So, I mean, there's two sides to this. On one hand, it does just feel like things are getting worse, where it's like we're talking about watching 2 minutes of ads to get an hour to play. And the justification of that is, but you don't have to pay for the subscription service. Here's the problem, in my opinion, and this is kind of a problem for both Microsoft and Sony, right? And Sony's probably going to do something like this eventually too. The problem is that, let me reread this section and make sure I have it correct. The test lets users stream select games from their library for a limited time. Like, do you see the problem here? From your own library. You don't want to pay the subscription fee. This is why I'm saying, like, and I don't want to harp on it again, but this is why people should be somewhat concerned about the digital only future, because it's like, yeah, you'll have your own library of games. Oh, you want to stream them. Well, you're going to have to subscribe. Well, you don't want to subscribe? Watch ads. I don't know. It feels... I wanted to say on the other side of this, though, it is true, I suppose, that with an ad-based type model and streaming, you could potentially open the door to giving more people access to stuff that they otherwise wouldn't have access to. And I think in reality, most people wouldn't care to watch 2 minutes of ads to play for an hour if that was their only means to play. I think that is true. I just think that it really highlights how something like this, I don't know if now is the right time. You know, I don't know if now, maybe it is. We did hear Asha Sharma, she claimed that we were going to see new types of business models come later this year because things are just, people are getting priced out. But that's kind of the thing here. As far as I understand, with the way they're wording it, your library of games. So you still have to have your own library of games, right? Let me actually check the Xbox Wire, see if they give more details. Xbox insiders with an Xbox account will be able to stream games they own for free. Oh. There's some, like, come on. I mean, do you guys see what's wrong with this sentence? I'm gonna read it one more time. If Xbox players will be able to stream games they own for free with ads. I mean, this is why, like, I don't know. It's concerning a little bit. I mean, should we be able to stream our games for free? I don't know. Maybe that's the question here. Should we, is that a typo or misprint? I don't know. That's how they worded it. Should we be allowed, if you buy a video game digitally, should you be entitled to stream that game for free? I mean, I'm like kind of seriously asking. I don't know. Microsoft has to host the server. Sony would have to host the server. But you bought the game. You bought the game. Like, if I understand correctly, tell me if I'm wrong. No, I don't think I am. I bought one movie digitally. One movie. That movie is Jingle All the Way. Arnold's Jingle All the Way. And the reason why I bought it on Amazon, I believe. Kind of seriously. I bought that movie because I watch it every year with the family at Christmas time. And I'm like, I'm going to get it on Blu-ray at some point. But I bought that one movie. It was on sale. As far as I understand, tell me if I'm wrong, because I genuinely don't know. If I don't need to be an Amazon Prime member, I don't need to be subscribed. I don't have to pay for a Amazon subscription to be able to play that movie, to stream that movie that I purchased. Correct? Am I wrong about that? Yeah, Turbo Man. And yeah, the only reason I bought it was because it was on sale one year. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just trying to understand this because, like, I don't know if I'm wrong for thinking this, but if you buy a game, shouldn't you be able to, like, stream it because you own it? Boss. Guys, we did not hit 25 members. I don't know if we're going to. I want to encourage you guys, but I'm going to give Boss a couple treats now. I'm going to feed the beast because he's trying to knock my stuff over. They're basically saying if you own the game, we'll let you play it on the cloud if you're paying for the thing. It's like paying for a third party to get your shopping done. Yeah, it something about it just feels exploitative, you know? It feels like, I'm not trying to be over dramatic about it because, to be honest, this is not going to affect me, and I don't think it's going to affect a lot of people because, I mean, if you bought, assuming you bought a game digitally, you're probably going to play it natively on the hardware you bought it on, right? But it just, I don't know. It feels like we're just entering this new phase of, yes, we are going to request that you watch 2 minutes of ads. And so let's evaluate it from this perspective. Yo, it's Buzz. So to catch you up, Microsoft announced beginning ad-supported game streaming test. So basically, like, for Xbox insiders who have an Xbox account, they will be able to stream games they own for free with ads. Ads will play before sessions begin. The core game experience is unchanged. It is optional. Players can choose other ways to play at any time. Let's ask this question now. Moving away from the ethics of it, okay, let's say you are going to partake in this. Does it sound like a good deal? 2 minutes of ads, 1 hour of gameplay. Every hour, 2 minutes of ads. Well, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I could be worse. They could be like 5 minutes of ads. I mean, dude, we are at a point with streaming services where you'll pay for a streaming service and you'll still get ads. It's insane. I don't know what we're doing anymore. It's insane. Perfect Image, you're saying read my last. Let me see. How does this work for Call of Duty players when stuck in a lobby? I mean, I'm going to be honest, Perfect Image. I think the idea is don't play multiplayer games if you're streaming. I don't know that you want to play a multiplayer, multiple online matches of Call of Duty through game streaming. I don't know, or cloud streaming. I don't know if you want to do that. My assumption is you'll probably get kicked. That's my assumption. They will push forever unless we push back. I mean, it is true. It is true. My question is, when will we reach a point, and maybe it will be next year or the year after, but when will we reach a point where everybody collectively pushes back? Not segmented groups, but everybody. The entire, when I say everybody, I'm talking about like the casuals as well. Like, they're like, yeah, we're walking away now. I don't think we've hit that wall yet. Not yet. MBG, I know people are waiting to see how PS6 performs after Sony waving away physical, say it's $900 to $1,000 and doesn't sell well. Sony will blame market conditions. How much of that is due to no physical? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, the PS6 is already at, if you go watch our conversations surrounding the PlayStation 6, hashtag March to PlayStation HQ, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hashtag March to PlayStation HQ, man. Sorry, the chat always distracting me. All right. What I was going to say, Tarnished, is that if you go watch any of the streams where we discussed the PlayStation 6 prior to the July 1st announcement, I discussed for quite literally hours and hours about how difficult of a sell the PS6 is already. The whole physical games thing, I think, just makes it even harder. I think it really does make it so that something that was already on the back foot is basically being pushed back even further. It is really going to be interesting. You're going to hear me say this ad nauseum for months and months. It is really going to be interesting to see what happens with the next gen consoles. Because as it stands right now, it's looking, I'm just going to be blunt about it. It's looking very bad for both. Even for PlayStation being the leader and having still a position of strength with so many PS5 sold, it's looking bleak. So I think that if there is going to be a completely different model that's introduced that takes over and is considered the new, it is considered the new model that I guess you could say surpasses consoles, right? It's the new model for PlayStation, the new model for Xbox. I don't know if we're looking at it right now. I don't know if this is the beginning. We're looking at an ad-based model through cloud gaming. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't blame them for trying this. It does seem like that's what they were ultimately going to do eventually. Maybe they're just doing it a little bit sooner than expected. But I don't know. But Microsoft, I mean, as far as I understand, with PlayStation cloud streaming, if you want to stream your library of games, you need to be subscribed to PlayStation Plus Premium. So it's just a clear cut, like, you subscribe, we'll give you access to that. You're not subscribed, you don't have access to it. Yeah, it's the beninging. Oh, man, you guys. It's going to get worse and worse. Well, when it comes to the business side of it, I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that. All right. Let's see. So we have another topic here, and I'm going to let you know, yes, we are talking about the PlayStation physical disc situation again. I know some people are tired of hearing about it, and I understand if you don't want to stick around for this segment, but something new came out that it's trending right now, and it is the first real insight into what's happening behind the scenes at PlayStation. And I would be remiss if I didn't cover it for you guys. Okay. And I'm actually going to bring it up because it's a video. We're not going to watch the whole video, but I have it timestamped, I believe. So let me do that now. All right. So this is Alana Pierce. She was formerly working at Santa Monica Studio. I think she was working on God of War Lao Fei. And she put out some interesting information that is now making the rounds, and people are like, oh. And it's maybe not surprising, but this will never go away. I mean, we're seeing more headlines about it today. So let's see what she has to say.
Filming this, just over 300,000 signatures. I'll leave a link to that in the description.
Oh my God, why? I forgot to slow it down. Sorry about that.
To sign it, though, again, I do not think petitioning and public backlash will work here at all. That's no reason not to do it, but Sony already knew everyone would be pissed off. They
Just a heads up, I noticed the volume is a little bit low. I have it as loud as it can go, so.
work here at all. That's no reason not to do it, but Sony already knew everyone would be pissed off. They knew this. People working at PlayStation first-party studios told me that Sony had the strictest social media guidelines for this particular thing that they've ever seen issued. Sony does somewhat regularly tell employees what they can or can't say about certain things. I was under a lot of guidelines when I was working on God of War Lao Fei. I still am. And they did send me guidelines regarding what I could say on the day that the game was announced. But in this instance, it is apparently the strictest the employees I spoke to have ever seen regarding public communications. They would only have done this if they knew it was going to be an enormous PR issue. This is no surprise to them. So why is it worth it? Well, some
For those of you saying the volume is low, I can't do anything about it. It's what she has her volume set to compared to mine. I have the volume for the video that we're watching turned up max. This is as loud as it can go. So if you can't hear what she's saying, it's okay. It's just a short clip. I'll read. There's a quote. I'll read it to you. But apologies, I can't do anything about it.
Sony obviously do get a bigger cut when you buy something from them directly. They don't have to eat the cost of physical production and distribution for something that they sell for the same amount. So they make about 50% more revenue from a game they sell digitally. Digital sales are already up and consistently growing in market share versus physical. They didn't really need to force the market on this one. And while direct revenue is great, yay for making more money, it is not an insignificant amount of money. This is just about so much more than that. It's about future-proofing and Sony's current long-term strategy. It is especially important that they show investors right now that they are working real hard on this long-term strat because Sony's in a kind of dire spot. They've been down by about 19% on the stock market. To be totally clear, I always want to shout this kind of thing from the rooftops when it comes to conversations about the games industry failing or whatever. Sony's games division is very financially healthy. They are very profitable. They had a great year in terms of sales. They had a company record operating income of 463.3 billion yen for the last financial year. That's a 12% year-on-year increase and their highest annual revenue ever. They are making a lot of money. Their games are still selling, but on the stock market, they are down by about 19%. This is bad. Obviously, the entire games industry is struggling on the stock market right now for a number of reasons. I have a super extensive video about that up on my channel already. If you would like to watch it, I'll
See, what's up with that? What she just said. Sony's making more profit through their gaming division than ever before. They're doing better than ever before, yet on the stock market, they're down. I mean, if that doesn't reveal there's a greater problem here? I don't know. The market knows Sony are about to hit an iceberg and there's no answer. Yeah. I mean, I guess that would explain it, right, Titus? It's like, hey, look, come on, this is our most profitable generation ever. Meanwhile, it's like we're looking ahead and I don't know, Sony, man. I don't know. It's not to say that they'll, like, to be clear, I don't think PlayStation's ever going to go away. But this is why when we talk about the long game, we talk about Sony kind of hitting that wall with, and it won't just be Sony, but, you know, we're mainly focused on them right now. What do they do if the PS6 fails? Or if it doesn't fail, it's so much lower than anything else, and it's clear it hit the wall. They're going to have to find other ways. Before you know it, you're going to see Sony and Microsoft working together. See, this is why, I know people don't like it when I bring it up all the time, but it's true. This is why Steam, they have this just distinct advantage from this perspective that they are not beholden to anybody. They don't have shareholders. They're not on the stock market. They're a privately owned company. It doesn't mean they don't care about profits. It doesn't mean they don't care about running their business, but it does mean that what you're seeing right now with this situation, this isn't something that would affect, you know, this just doesn't exist for Valve. But it does exist for Sony. It exists for Microsoft. It exists for Nintendo. And that's why the pressure on Sony, like that pretty much explains the dichotomy here. It's like, how can a company like Sony PlayStation find this much level of success, this much profitability, do so well with the PS5, and yet they're like internally they're probably like freaking out, like, what do we do? They're afraid of losing what they have. They're afraid of going down. The thing about Valve being a privately owned company is it's not that they're not afraid to go down. They don't want to go down. They're a business. They want to do well. But there isn't this kind of external pressure of like, you must grow at all costs, at any cost. And if you're not growing and you're flatlining, or you're, God forbid, you're going down for a couple years, that's unacceptable. That's not going to happen, you know? And Valve is in a position where they can just be like, we're just going to weather the storm and do what we've always done. And we don't need to take anybody else's, we don't need to take anything else into consideration other than our own business and what we're doing. Sony can't do that. Neither can Microsoft. And it's fascinating, man. That's why I'm saying it's going to be really interesting to see Sony and Microsoft scrambling next gen. Like, what are you guys going to do? I'll listen to a little bit more. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I'll listen to a little bit more.
Leave a link in the description. And there are 3 very big parts of that directly influence PlayStation. The first is not really solvable. That is the mature market problem. Mature market is what investors call any industry that is past its rapid growth phase. This basically means that vast majority of potential customers are already using the product. There aren't any more would-be gamers for the industry to recruit, so there's no more obvious growth to be had. Thus, investors are pivoting to industries that do have more obvious opportunities for growth, like AI. There is very little solution to this particular problem. Without inventing some insane new version of like microtransactions, there's nothing that the games industry can really do about this one. The other 2, which are the chip shortage and engagement hours, are a bit more solvable, and the diskless future contributes here. After the announcement was made, Sony's stocks climbed by 7%. It was, despite all of our outrage, a significant success. A success that is, again, much larger than just, some extra revenue from an already dying part of the industry. Then why did this announcement work so well? Let's start with the chip shortage problem, and the solution here is probably not actually what you think. In case you missed...
We have Josh Z, a member for 75 months. Josh, thank you so much for that incredibly long-term support, man. You're saying the stock is down because investors know that they can't sustain $100 million budgets for their core gaming philosophy. Yeah, I would imagine that plays a role in it. How could it not? PlayStation Studios, their games are go big or go home, and the level of pressure on that, financially, and one little thing goes wrong, it's like, right? It spells doom. This has to be why Sony is not giving up on their live service efforts. They can't. Because they're like, we're going to need that. We're going to need, like, even if we just keep failing and losing money, eventually we're going to need to find something that works. And we have a subtext with a $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, you said you won't watch the whole thing, but the second half of the video is the most important, why they're insisting on killing discs. Okay, well, yeah, I didn't know she was going in this direction. I'm going to watch it, and we're going to see what she says.
My earlier videos about this, the next generation of consoles, of computer game hardware in general, is in a ton of trouble because they need computer chips, and the AI industry is buying up all of said chips in order to put them in data centers. Because supplies are so limited, and Sony and Nintendo specifically have not presented strong enough answers to this obvious problem, they are getting pushback from shareholders. Investors are concerned about their ability to navigate the shortage with hardware manufacturing going forward. So am I. This hardware has become so egregiously expensive that there is no way the PS6 can come in under $1,000, especially with Sony coming out and saying they don't want to operate at a loss. How do you fix this problem? Well, you could shut down your disc manufacturing plant, which was making about 600,000 discs per day, and turn it into an optical microlens fabricating facility. You know what they use optical microlenses for? AI data centers.
Jeez, man.
Sony has invested 30 million EU in this project. Stock market go yay. Sony also recently announced a joint venture with TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, who is the world's largest contract chip maker. It is considered a critical supplier for AI accelerators. This doesn't necessarily solve the chip shortage problem insofar as PlayStation specifically are concerned, but it does show investors that Sony is in the game in a position to profit from the huge demand for chip production, rather than just in a position to lose money because they can't manufacture consoles as easily anymore. They have also come forward, like every other company in the goddamn space, and spoken about their plans to integrate generative AI into game development. You know how I mentioned the mature market problem earlier? Mentioning Gen AI is one small appeasement for this. You get to tell investors you're working with this new tech that changes everything. We don't even know the limits of this amazing new tech and what it might do for our games. The future is limitless. It's not, it sucks ass. Every game developer I know absolutely hates it, but stock market, again, go
It's
yay!
not, it sucks ass.
Second problem, engagement. Right now, every entertainment industry is competing with social media in terms of user engagement and losing to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Reels. These things are all designed to keep you watching for as long as possible, and that's time people are spending not playing video games. The games industry needs to win that time.
And you know what the worst part about that is? The worst part about what she just said about losing people's engagement to things like shorts and TikTok is like, look at what this is why, guys. This is what, like, I can't spend all my days being doom and gloom. I just can't do it. But there are these reminders of, like, this is what society wants. This is what the people want. They want TikTok. They want shorts. They want to have the attention span of flies. Like, this is what we want. And everything that seemingly we want, when I say we, again, I'm talking about society as a whole, it's like, it's a dream for these companies, for these shareholders, for the people who are trying to make money. We're like, they don't care. Like, this is what they want. And that's why you see, like, all these companies, they're just scrambling. Like, nobody's stopping and asking, like who's going to be responsible here? You know, like, I feel like, and maybe we are past this point, but it's like somewhere along the way, groups of people in positions of power should have, like, collectively decided this is an irresponsible direction to go in. This is going to make things worse. This is going to yield better results. But it's the same thing it always is. It's like, what overrides that? Money. Profits. Money, profit, you know, they go hand in hand with power. And this is where it's like, okay, so the only other option then would have been for society as a whole to be more responsible. For society to come, not sure why it's getting really bright all of a sudden. For the light, for society to come together, you know, collectively. Okay, something's happening with my lighting. And to basically say, like, we're not going in this direction. But it's the perfect storm of, like, society said we will because we don't care. And the people in charge, the people making these decisions, like, well, if you don't care, we don't care. We're going to be the ones winning big. And I feel like that's kind of the bigger picture that she's highlighting here, where it is depressing. You know, it's like, but then in the midst of all that, you throw in the illusion of progress. I'm saying the illusion because that's what it feels like right now. You know, for a long time, we're making progress here, we're making progress there, things are going, and then it all kind of hits, a peak of some kind, or it slows down dramatically. And now everybody's looking around and like, well, where do we find, because progress is growth, right? Growth is progress. Things get bigger, things get better, things become more refined. And it's just like, now this is where you see the whole AI thing coming in. And we're trying to figure out how AI is going to make everything better. But in reality, I'm not saying it isn't making some things better, but in reality, we're starting to realize as a whole, collectively, as a species, we're starting to realize that the only thing AI really is going to do, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we're not prepared for it, is replace what we do. A wise man once said, I would rather die on my feet than live a lifetime on my knees. Don't be complacent. Be the change you want to see in the world. We're not lemmings. That's a complete misinterpretation of what's happening. This wasn't a consensus choice by most people. This has all been covertly engineered by corporations and the government. I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe I am placing too much blame on people as a whole, as a collective. That's where it's difficult to truly pinpoint it. But I could believe that 100%. Oh, you're telling me the government and corporations are against the people? And it's all been engineered to go in this, to flow in this direction? I'm shocked. Let me tell you, I'm shocked. It's sad, man. I don't know. It seems like things could be so much better, but there's always people. People are the problem. There's always people that are just like, but what if we just made it bad? I mean, you could argue it's just the nature of the universe. It's the nature of the universe, you know? There's got to be opposites. I don't know. It's a peculiar thing. And it can very easily become philosophical, but I'll refrain. We have Sayutaku says, Sony has become so dang arrogant and really trampled their goodwill with their fan base, and Xbox is actually making moves recently. Weird timeline. But the question is this, though. Are the moves that Microsoft is making, they just seem like moves because Sony is in the dumps right now? Because when you look at Microsoft, and I'm not saying this isn't like a fanboy thing, but it's like when they look at Microsoft, I'm like, I don't know, man. Things are looking pretty dire over there, too. But I get what you're saying. Like, it seems like Microsoft is in the process of taking affirmative action, and that can be interpreted as a good thing. Like, we're straightening our shit out. Doesn't mean it's not all bad, but people, there can be a positive connotation to that. So whereas with PlayStation, they're not doing that. It's like you're saying, they kind of have a position of arrogance where it's like, we already did our things right, and now we're kind of going to take a little bit of advantage of that, you know? But yes, it is. Well, I don't know what timeline we're in right now. We're in a very strange timeline, let me tell you. All right, let me continue with this video. Oh wait, hold on, Irfan, you dropped a link. Let me see what this link was first. So the Marvel's Wolverine Deep Cuts panel begins in 1 hour. Marvel's Wolverine Deep Cuts, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, Marvel Comics Avengers Armageddon. Okay. We'll see what they reveal. We'll see what they do. Counting down now. All right, let's go back to this video.
Time back, and with that, investor confidence. This is a huge focus for PlayStation. Looking through their reports, they are laser focused on monthly active users and total gameplay hours. They have openly told investors they're committed to making live service games even after failures like Concord. They canceled PC ports. They've made a lot of decisions people hate because they're all chasing the same thing, keeping players inside of the PlayStation ecosystem for as long as possible. Getting rid of the part where the consumer goes to the store to buy a physical disc contributes to that. More time for PlayStation. There can only be PlayStation. In sort of optimistic news, even with their doubling down on live service games, PlayStation does still have a huge commitment to high-quality single-player games. Not only do their single-player games coax people into that ecosystem, it's also just building up the multimedia aspect of the brand. They are very happy with their film and TV adaptation stuff and are also investing tons in music right now.
I don't care what anybody says. The Last of Us Part 2 Season 2 was a dumpster fire. Subtext with another $5 chat says, when she said they're replacing a slowing business like discs with a booming business like AI components, that's when I knew they'll never go back. I mean, yeah, I feel like when you look at Sony's decision from the highest level, there's a kind of aura around it. A negative aura, and the energy it gives off seems to indicate that at the highest level within Sony, they decided that whatever negative consequences that occur short term, mid-term, and even long-term with our decision to end discs and go all digital is worth it, because it's better than the alternative. That to me might be the most unsettling part of this entire thing, because it's the only way they make a decision like that is truly if the alternative is worse. And when you consider what the alternative is we're just going to continue to produce physical games and put a disc, allow people to buy a disc drive for the PS6, even if it's just for, the 5 to 10% to 15% perhaps in some cases that are left. I think a lot of us look at that and we're like, what's so bad about that? Like, why is that so deleterious to your overall business? You know what it tells me? It tells me it's like, yeah, it's because the storm is coming. That's what it tells me. It tells me that they see something coming ahead where it's going to be bad. And they're going to have to do whatever they can to I don't know, I guess you could say to ensure that their numbers are as good as they can be. And that to me sucks, because it's like, it just gives this, again, this aroma. Smell it in the air. It's like, is this the beginning of the end? Is it the beginning of the end? All right.
Which is very indicative of where I think we're headed. Do you remember that Don Matrick Xbox E3 conference everyone hated?
Introducing Xbox One. TV and movies, TV.
I think that's exactly what Sony is trying to do right now. Their long-term strat is to turn PlayStation Plus into a service that gives you access to TV, movies, music, and of course, video games. All PlayStation, all the time. In fact, even though they posted that cute little video
Actually
of them
makes a lot of
passing
sense.
the disc, which, man, did that age poorly?
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
I'm quite sure Sony execs would have loved to do this back then. It feels like the games industry has just been waiting for us to be okay with it, to be more on board with an all-digital, all-subscription service future. This is, of course, also a direct path to the inevitable cloud streaming focus, where we stream games from a much smaller PlayStation box or from an app or something. Same shit Microsoft has been trying to do with their This Is an Xbox program, which gamers also hated. I actually don't doubt that Sony's PR and marketing teams might have wanted to wait a little longer before having to drop this news. I think they figured that consumers would get more and more comfortable with digital only, with subscriptions, with cloud streaming, and that we would eventually just wholly accept this future without any pushback. And we're actually kind of not that far off. Obviously, socially, there's plenty of pushback, but I do think that people are pretty financially accepting of this. I hope that I am wrong. I would love to go back to the era where I put a disc in and it played a video game without any downloads, Jesus Christ. But I actually don't think that Sony will see consumer spending go down as a result of this news. People are financially supportive of this. People are largely buying games digitally, even if they say physical means a lot to them. So it's kind of like, considering the state of things on the stock market and the beginning of a new financial year and the lead up to new consoles in this PlayStation Plus ecosystem I suspect they're going to start to unveil at some point, they made the decision to finally pull the plug. It's kind of like, well, it's as good a time as any to do this thing we've probably been wanting to do for a decade. Fuck it. Let them be mad. And let me be very clear. Explaining the business logic behind this does not mean that I agree with it. I don't. I hate it. But understanding why they're doing this is important, because it explains why no amount of public backlash can change it. Sony believes this is necessary for its long-term strategy, and investors rewarded it the moment it became public, which is the part where I tap the sign. The games industry's real customer is the stock market, not the gamer. PlayStation.
Well, I mean, an interesting end there. I want to go back to what she revealed earlier in the video, though. She was saying that she talked to some of her developer friends at PlayStation, and they were given the strictest, like, media restrictions they've ever been given, ever. And it, to me, what's fascinating about that is it reveals a truth that I think, isn't shocking to anybody per se. It's not shocking, but it's like it reinforces what we all suspected, which is they knew this was going to be a shit show. They absolutely knew. And I think this is why I've kind of, I've taken this more long-term. We're going to have to see if we can evoke any type of change more long-term rather than short to mid-term, because I had a feeling when I was analyzing the situation, like they're doing it at this specific time. Wolverine's coming up. Their strongest holiday season in the history of their brand is coming up. GTA 6 is coming up. GTA 6 is digital only. You look at all these things, and it's like you combine that with the fact that Sony is technically not completely wrong, just like all of the other companies are not completely wrong in the sense that, but most people are buying digital. More people are buying digital. This is the direction things have been flowing in. You combine those two things together and you can start to see why they're like, we're going through with this. It doesn't mean I think the people who are it doesn't mean that I think the people who are still pushing back are wrong to do so. I think they're right. But you do have to ask the question. Again, it's not about the next post that PlayStation puts out. If everybody bombards it, maybe they'll change their mind then. No, clearly Sony's not going to let anything that's being said or done on social media affect their decision. But this is why I'm saying it's more of a long-term play where let's see how the build up to next gen goes, because I think what a lot of people have settled on right now, truthfully, is I think they've settled on, I'll stick with my PS5 or my PS5 Pro. I'll buy games physically until I can't anymore. I'll enjoy this holiday season, the next year, 2027. But you basically what I'm trying to say here is you have to wonder if the wall truly is January 1st, 2028. And by wall, I don't mean for physical buyers. I'm talking about for PlayStation. Like, all will be fine until you guys roll out the PlayStation 6. And then we're going to see in real time, it all kind of catches up to Sony at once, where it's like, an argument will probably be made that this was going to happen anyway, but it's like, I don't know. You could have had more hardcore loyal supporters, perhaps, maybe, that would have stuck around. Because I'll tell you, man, I know people talk, but there's such a negative vibe, an unbelievably negative vibe around the PlayStation 6. And the PlayStation 6 could perhaps be the greatest example, depending on how it goes, of talk is cheap. Like social media, the internet doesn't matter. We see that with a lot of things already. But I can tell you that as somebody who's been following the games industry for a long time, there is I haven't seen a negative energy around a console since the Xbox One like this. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying that to like make it seem like, the hate is greater than it is. No, I'm just saying that we're going to find out if that's just mostly talk, or if that's ultimately going to translate to Sony, people aren't buying your new console. Oh, that's a crazy one, Josh. You're saying it's going to be worse than the Wii U? Oh, I hope for all of our sakes that's not true, because that's going to be bad. Maybe that could be a good thing, though. Maybe Sony would wake up. They wake up real fast. Maybe that would be what needs to be done. MBG, the damage is already done. I don't think Sony will ever revert back. They've suffered the PR disaster. It's only going to get much less cacophonic. Every time, Tarnished. Every time you bring in a word that I'm like, that's crazy. From now on, PS6 won't sell well due to the high price. Well, we're going to see. I still think that there's something very important to keep in mind here when we go into next year, when we go into the rollout of the PlayStation 6. The thing that's going to be really important to keep in mind is the PS5 is still going to be around. Sony's still going to have a player base of 90, possibly 100 million, and the PS5 could play a role going into next gen that we're not necessarily expecting. And what I mean by that is the PS5 is just the PS5S, the PS6S. And if Sony does something like that, where it's like, don't worry, we're actually totally fine if you're a PS5 user and you're not upgrading to PS6. We just want to make sure you're still playing your PS5. That will be quite the shift, but it's certainly a possibility. Were people more excited for the PS5 in 2018 or in 2020? No gen has ever had people excited about the next gen 2 years in advance. The hype usually builds around 6 to 8 months before launch. Well, I will tell you this, Irfan. I was here following every single day the build up to, let's say it's 2019. I was here all throughout 2019. Am I going to cover the Wolverine panel? I don't know. I don't know if they're doing a live stream. I'm just assuming if they're going to drop any news, they'll just drop it on their account, MRPD. So if they do, we are going to be moving over to a members lounge soon, by the way. I'm going to be putting up a 30-minute countdown. My hope is that we can get some membership support before that countdown hits 0. We're doing the members lounge regardless, but no, I was following the build up throughout all of 2019. And that's where we would be right now. If the PS6 comes out holiday 2027, I remember very distinctly where I was, where everybody was, and the discussions, the conversations back in July of 2019. I'm not saying the hype was through the roof for the PS5, but what I can tell you is it was not, there was not negativity around it like this. The negativity that I'm seeing around the PS6 simply did not exist at the same moment in time, timeline for the PS5, from the PS4 to the PS5. No, I know, Tarnished. I know. You don't have to tell me. What do I think of Logan's appearance in the screenshots? You think he's a good-looking chap? I think he looks fine. He looks like Wolverine. Like, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, you're the second person to bring that up. Where like I don't know, because apparently there's some like negativity around it. It's like I don't know what people were expecting. My best guess is they were expecting a Hugh Jackman, like him to look like Hugh Jackman in 2018. In 2018, yeah, no, the talk around PS5 was mostly non-existent in 2018. But we'll see what happens. MRPD, you're saying I may stick with PS5 Pro for years to come and probably stick with the PS6 handheld? Subtext with a $2 super chat says, looking at the title, what was the Bloodborne news? So yeah, let's move on to that. It was an excuse to talk about Bloodborne. I have a report here. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Before I read the Bloodborne news, though, I do need to do one thing. So hold on. Yeah, we're going to transition to the Bloodborne news in just a minute. I need to put up a timer. It'll be a 30-minute timer. People are streaming the panel, but there's no official stream. If they drop anything, we'll probably have to discuss it in the members lounge. Yeah, Titus, the build up to the PS5 in 2020 was bonkers. That was a good time. Dude, I had a good time. I wish it could be that good again. I mean, 2020 as a whole was not a good time for what was happening in the world, but for console gaming, it was cool. All right, let me... Guys, in 30 minutes, I'm putting the countdown up now. In 30 minutes, we are going to transition to a members lounge. So I'm going to encourage you guys, consider becoming members. Okay, we're doing more members content, and we'll be doing gameplay commentaries. We'll be doing members lounges. Consider gifting memberships. All right, so we have 30 minutes to hang out here and chat. But when it comes to, hold on. Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, Irfan. I'm sorry, bro. Luckily, we got Insomniac. I don't know why, why was, Gav House's, I noticed his chat was deleted. What's up with that? Who? That's weird. He said possibly 24. Members only, discs only. No disc, no entry. That's okay. All right, it was an accident apparently. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I'm like, Nicodemus had mentioned something earlier, and I was like, wait, did YouTube do the thing? Did YouTube just remove a chat in real time? I'm on high alert because I'm telling you, YouTube's been doing weird stuff. Weird stuff. So got to keep an eye out for that. But all right, it was just an accident. No worries. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm all paranoid about YouTube now. And we have Dave. Dave comes in and he kicks it off. We got our first member today, boys.
Holy shit.
Sony's watching me. Dave comes in, renews his membership. Thank you so much for that, Dave. 49 more to go, boys. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need. No, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to add that to the counter here. And we still have, we still got like 25 minutes, guys. We'll see. We'll see how much progress we can make on the member goal between now and then. But talking about Bloodborne, I have a report here. Says, well over 10 years after its release, Bloodborne remains one of the most loved action role-playing games developed by From Software and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The enduring popularity of the game, directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki, makes it even more baffling that it is still stuck on PlayStation 4. So much so that even former PlayStation boss Shuhei Yoshida finds the lack of PS5 ports and PC remasters a mystery. The former PlayStation executive went over the game during a keynote session at CEDEC 2026, I don't know what that is, where he reflected on his 30-year career and the amazing games he encountered. This included Demon's Souls, which originally created a rift between From Software and PlayStation due to lack of initial support, a relationship that was eventually mended with the development of Bloodborne. This title has a massive fan base all over the world, he said. However, a PS5 version hasn't been released, right? People point out that PlayStation's first-party teams keep pumping out remasters. So why haven't they released this one? Or why hasn't a PC version come out? I get asked, why hasn't it been released? All the time, myself. But, well, that remains a mystery, Yoshida said. Although Yoshida-san didn't say or couldn't say why Bloodborne hasn't yet to launch on PS5, which can run on the original PS4 version at a high resolution and above 60 FPS with ease, as well as PC, the former PlayStation boss did not completely squash hopes. of a return. He says, quote, "It might come out in the future, or it might not. A sequel might be made, or it might not. Speaking strictly as a fan, I really hope it comes out." So there we go. We got Shuhei Yoshida chiming in. Oh, did we just get a member train going here? As I'm reading that, hold on. We have Sayutaku comes in and gifts a single member, and then Frank Cosmo comes in. I'm sorry, I was just reading that while we were getting a member train going. So just like that, we went from 1 to 13. We got 13 now. So we'll see. We'll see what type of progress we can make. Frank, thank you for dropping another 10 member gifts, man. I really appreciate that. He's been dropping 10s on you guys for the past couple days. So just a reminder, if you are in the chat right now, he says everyone aboard the member train. Hell yeah, man. Just a reminder, if you do receive a member gift, okay, in, 23 minutes, we're going to be moving over to a members lounge. It's member exclusive content. It is a live stream with deep community engagement, and sometimes we get to talking about different things. It's, you never know, you never quite know what you're going to get. But thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. Archangel, let me see. Saying check my previous comment. Hold on, Irfan, what is this he sent me? Atari and Universal Pictures have signed a deal to potentially make 10 movies based on the following games: Asteroids, Adventure, Berserk, Breakout, Centipede, Crystal Castles, Millipede, Missile Command, Pong, Yar's Revenge, a Pong movie. Incredible. Archangel, let me see what you're saying here. You're asking me to check your last message. Oh, you got the membership. Oh, congratulations, Archangel. I saw Bloodborne running on a hacked PS5 running Linux and emulators at 120 FPS. I mean, dude, this is where it's like, it can clearly happen. So my understanding, we've talked about this numerous times, it seems like there's some kind of barrier with Sony where they don't want to go against From Software's wishes. And it seems as though From Software doesn't want Sony to do anything with Bloodborne. And maybe it's Herman Hulst trying to respect that. They don't want to like rock the boat because that already happened before. This is what Shuhei Yoshida was referencing. He was saying, like, yeah, we kind of messed up with From Software. They did mend that with Bloodborne, but you'd rather see a Bloodborne 2. I mean, if Miyazaki was on board with doing a Bloodborne 2, I think people would lose their minds in a good way. People would lose it. So, I don't know. From Software, we know they have the Duskbloods coming up, and that looks interesting. Also, still strange to think it's a Switch 2 exclusive, but you know they're working on other projects. Oh, yo, it's Buzz. I'm sorry to hear that. You're saying, yo, MBG, I'm broke. I'm off work due to having a hiatus hernia, or it's like a hiatal hernia. Damn, that's rough. That's a bad one. You get real bad acid reflux from that, I think, right? That's awful. So you can't buy a membership. Yo, we got to try to help Buzz out. Now I feel bad. We got to try to help Buzz out, guys. We got to get some more member gifts. And hopefully, Buzz, make sure you click the 10 gifted we got. So to make sure you're able to receive a member gift potentially. Make sure you're opted in. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get better soon. Because I know that, yeah, that type of hernia, I think, can only be repaired with surgery. I think you were talking about that. When's the member stream? I just joined. We have 20 minutes. Okay. We have 20 minutes. Like I said, I'm trying to bring back the members lounge. I'm kind of starting over with members content. I had to take a long break with members content. But also, I want to make sure we're talking about Bloodborne. It's a good opportunity for me to once again plug, if you are a channel member, if you receive a member gift. I did my first ever gameplay commentary. That's members exclusive right now. Dark Souls, my own personal Dark Souls story, why I got, how I got into Dark Souls, where I was in my life at that point, It's a 30-minute gameplay commentary. The people who watched it, the members who watched it, seem to really like it. I'm going to try to do more of that. Again, my goal is to try to provide members with different content, a different type of content that you wouldn't normally get on the channel. So I had a good time making that. So if you are a channel member, when you get the chance, go check it out. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Irfan unfortunately is not able to, due to where he's located, he's not able to do a membership. He definitely would if he could. It's quite unlucky. It sucks. Even with a VPN, he tried it, but yeah, I wish I could do something about that. No, Titus, it's not me playing in silence. No, it is, I'm not playing it live. I pre-recorded the gameplay audio, you can still hear it. So it's not muted, but I'm talking over it and I'm kind of just free flowing, you know, but I wanted to make the first gameplay commentary on a game that's special to me, which is Dark Souls 1. And, you know, I was 18 years old when I played it. So, you know, I just kind of talked to you guys about where I was in my life at that point and why I like the game so much. And it's a good time. It was nice. It was nice to be able to do a different type of content. And, you know, if it can benefit the channel in any way, it makes me feel, you know, makes me feel better. Vlund with a $5 super chat says, according to a developer, Sony wants to get rid of consoles after the PS6, so 4 to 8 years after the launch, they'll get rid of consoles. Where's that coming from? What developer? That's crazy. I mean, I guess it's kind of believable, though, Vlund. How long does a gifted membership last? It lasts 30 days. So if you get gifted a membership, you just have it. You have all the benefits and all the perks of being a member for 30 days free of charge. It doesn't auto-renew. But when the 30 days ends, if you enjoy the member content, consider renewing it. It helps. Yeah, no, I remember Irfan. I appreciate that, man. And the songs are nice, too. When it comes to what Vlund said, I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, would I be shocked if Sony's viewing the PS6 as their last console? A little bit. I would be a little bit shocked. I would be a little bit shocked because it's like, I imagine Sony would be creating PlayStation consoles for many, many years. Like beyond the PlayStation 6, truthfully. Because there's going to be people who want to buy it no matter what. Oh, you know what? There's something else we got to go over here in a minute, if we have the time. Well, one of the reasons why I don't think Sony can truly get rid of consoles is because I think they're going to... I think there's still going to be millions of people, even if it's like reduced dramatically, but there will be like tens of millions of people still potentially that, you know, will want to, we need a Bloodborne members commentary video. Maybe at some point that would be an interesting one. It's been a long time since I played Bloodborne. It's been a while. Both Helix and PS6 will be your last consoles. After that, we get streaming. Sony took the trademark names all the way up to PS10. Blonde, you're saying it was a Disgaea dev. That first it'll be physical games. Oh, you know what? I think I saw something like that pop up. I think I saw something like that. Yeah, I think he was saying he's very disappointed in Sony removing or being done with physical games. If the data centers have a permanent stranglehold on hardware, the cloud may serve people as a way to access their gaming needs. I hate it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I disbelieve it anymore. Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong about that, Titus. I mean, I feel like that's where they want us to go, though, too, you know? Like, they want to kind of... Let's move you on over there. It was the creator, not just the developer. Well, this is the uncertainty that Sony, has created. I want to point this out too. This comes from Matt Piscatella. So, NPD Group or Circana. He says, seeing this old stat being thrown around and wanted to update. So this is actually important. October 23rd, 2024, he says 40% of total PlayStation 5 hardware unit sales in September came from digital PS5 consoles. Digital consoles now comprise 18% of total life-to-date unit sales on PS5 hardware. So he says, I saw this old stat. Again, that was from October 23rd, 2024. As of June 2026, digital editions comprise 20% of total life-to-date U.S. unit sales of PS5 hardware. For Xbox Series consoles, 52% of total life-to-date U.S. unit sales are digital-only editions. It's 0% for the Switch 2. So, see, this is it's fascinating, where like a quarter of the total sales for PlayStation 5 are digital. A quarter of console sales, digital-only consoles. But what's funny is so many people are probably, even though they have a disc drive, they're still buying digital. And Titus Crow comes in. Yo, I know Titus, he went out of his way to do this. He went out of his way. Titus comes in, he drops another 5 member gifts for you guys.
Holy shit.
He wants the train. He wants the train. He's trying to, he's helping out Frank here. Titus, thank you so much, man. I know that's how you're feeling on the inside right now, as many of us are. But I still appreciate it. You're still supporting, man. I appreciate that. And with that, we have 13 minutes left, guys. Okay, so within that 13-minute time frame, we're going to try to get as many people gifted, get them, give them access to the members lounge. We're going to hang out there for a while, and they will have access to upcoming members content as well. He got out the old phone. The old phone. Thank you for that, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So even disc drive owners are buying digital. I mean, that's kind of that is the sad reality of this. Yes, people are buying these consoles with the disc drive and they're like not using them. Although my understanding is when the PS5 first came out, not many of the editions were actually digital. There were way more disc models made than digital. Did I like Mafia the Old Country? Oh yeah, Mafia the Old Country is fantastic. I platinumed that game. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. Like much more than I thought I would. Platinuming it was a little bit annoying because getting the collectibles was kind of awful. But if you're trying to platinum it, you might get a little bit annoyed. But the game itself was awesome. Can we get a round of applause for Halo running better on PlayStation and Xbox Live is down right now? Wait, where did we hear that it's running better on PlayStation? Are you saying it's because of the PS5 Pro? All right, Laman, I'll accept it. I'm still gonna, I'll accept it, but I'm still gonna buy a physical copy. But I will accept it if you insist. All right. Did a software update today, then my PS5 Pro wouldn't read Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I've not been able to get on it all day. That's weird. Yeah, Halo is out today, LeoJimmy. But the caveat is you have to buy the $70 edition, like the Ultimate Edition. You're getting 5 days early access. So if you bought that version today digitally, I don't know if they sold it physically. You could play it now. It feels wrong for Halo to feel better than ever on PS5. Oh, geez. Oh, boy. I mean, are future Halo games coming to PS5? I don't know. Microsoft seems to be kind of up in the air. It seems to be a little bit up in the air. Roadkill says that's a That's a crazy bug. Shut your PlayStation off, unplug it for a minute, and then plug it back in, and you'll be able to play. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? All right, guys, we are now at the 10-minute mark. The pressure's on, kind of. In 10 minutes, we're transitioning automatically over to a members lounge. So far, we've gotten 18 new members today, which is great to see. We're going to try to get that number up as much as we can before we transition over. Halo still has frame issues on the Pro. Bad drops under 60. Oh, man. That's not good, dude. I'm sorry, but that's good. That's bad. Like, I did read a review, I think, from DualShockers. They were saying that there's, like, quite a few performance issues. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, come on, man. It's a remake of a game from 2001, bro. What? I don't know. Still waiting for, we'll see, Irfan. We'll see. Hey, it works every time. Unplug it and plug it back in. Beers Your Friend says, I'm a huge Halo fan, but I'm not rebuying it. The original is just fine, and it's all on the disc. I mean, you can't argue with that. Can't really argue with that, man. Damn, Nick. They're saying it's busted on Xbox, and the fact that Xbox Live is down, I can imagine all the Xbox gamers punching air in unison like a sport. Those are two distinctly different things. You're saying that they're saying it's busted on Xbox. Xbox Live being down, I think, is a separate thing. I don't know. Is there any truth to this? We're now in a timeline. Radic on Twitter says we're now in a timeline where you can play Halo on PS5 before the original Killzone trilogy. That's a disgrace. I'm just gonna say it as it is. That's disgraceful. What timeline are we in that is a real factual sentence that can be spoken, and it just is. Damn. Gaming Survivor would appreciate this news. I'm still waiting for something cataclysmic to happen. How much you want to bet Gaming Survivor shows up when we transition to the members lounge? I bet you he'll show up. I think he will. And we have Roadkill. Roadkill comes in, and look at that. Laman just received a member gift. Roadkill comes in.
Thank you.
Drops a single, gets us to 19. Reminds you guys that you can always drop a single member gift if you want. You can always become a member. I'm pretty sure it costs the same to drop a single gift as it does to become a member. Roadkill, thank you for that. That brings us to 19. Guys, we are approaching the 5-minute mark. So this is it. We have a limited amount of time to get people on board, and then we will go into the members lounge, where the secret Xbox hating will commence. Laman says, thank you very much. Yeah, you got lucky there, Laman. You were next up. It's weird like that. The Totoki verse. Roadkill says, someone get number 20. Well, I'll up the ante a little bit for you guys. If we hit 50, I'll drop 5 of my own, okay? If we do hit that goal, it's a larger goal than normal, but if we do that, I'll try to get a couple more people in there. Drop 5 of my own. Wait until Fable drops on PlayStation. The Pro runs it buttery smooth. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Fable, to be honest. MBG, will you collect all the PS5 physical games that you can? I mean, at the rate we're going, yeah. I've been seriously contemplating, like, you know, once we get to January 1st, 2028, I might start back collecting. You know, I might start going PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1. It depends on how. I mean, I'm not saying like every game, but like just select games perhaps, and kind of creating my own physical PlayStation collection. It's, you know. Laman, if you want to find that, go on my channel. Okay, go to my channel's homepage and click the About section, and it will be there for you. Okay? That would be the easiest way for you to gain access to that. Did someone say buttery smooth? They sure did. All right, guys, we got 4.5 minutes. I don't know. We have some crazy things happen sometimes. Yesterday we had multiple people come in, and we went from, what were we sitting at, like 15 members or something like that, and we got like a member train going, and we got up to like 55. So it happens. So if you are a member, though, you won't have to do anything. When the timer ends, it's just going to automatically take us to the members lounge. You got banned from memberships? How does that even happen? That's crazy, man. MBG's going retro at some point. A little bit. I mean, I don't know, Nicodemus. It's like I said earlier. I can't bring myself to not play games. I can't do it. Like I'm not there in my life. And sure, if people want to hurt me. Yo, Frank Cosmo says he'll drop 20 if someone drops 10. Frank just upped the ante for you guys. If somebody here is willing to drop 10, he'll drop 20. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That would get us to the goal. Who's going to do it? Who's willing to drop 10 to get 20? 30 members? Got 2.5 minutes. I don't know. Leo, if you drop 10 member gifts, I'll make time. How's that sound? You help me, I help you. Frank's lying. No, Frank's not lying, dude. He's been dropping member gifts, so he's good for it. Now I know I'm going to be playing other stuff too. Irfin, take care, my friend. We're approaching the 1.5 minute mark. I don't know. Frank says he's not lying. He's a man of his word. It's going to get some game time at some point, Nicodemus. It is. Don't worry. You're going to be happy at some point. You're going to be like, my man. Leo's like, I guess. Leo's like, damn, MBG, why you putting me on the spot like that? I am kidding. If where are we at? Okay, so we got like 1.5 minutes. Well, the next stream I do. I know. You like the super chats. The next stream I do, we'll play it. All right. But we got 1 minute, guys. This is it. If somebody drops 10, Frank, he says he'll drop 20. That would help me a lot. I mean, that would pretty much get the goal, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Play Gears E-Day on PC? Maybe. Perfect Image, it's not allowing you? Oh, damn. Perfect Image was trying. He was trying. We got 40 seconds. We got 40 seconds, man. Would it count if I do it, Frank? I could do it. I could do it for you guys. What do we think? Oh my God, Leo did it. Hold on. Leo, bro. Ain't no way. Leo, dude. Leo dropped the 10. He says, there, mofo. All right. I am a man of my word. I'm going to play his track now. Dude, you didn't have to do that. No, thank you, though, Leo. That was incredibly kind, dude. And Frank Cosmo, he drops the 20. Boom. Boom.
Holy shit.
I sound like that guy. That gets 5 booms. Yo, Leo just came in. Leo was like, I got you, MBG. Frank, a man of his word, he just dropped 20. We are going to transition to the members lounge. However, I have to extend this slightly because Leo, he dropped 10. I told him I'd play his new track. All right? You didn't have to do that, Leo, but I really appreciate that, man. That was really nice of you. Thank you. And Frank, you dropped 30 member gifts. Thank you so much for that. Amazing community. I didn't think we were going to do it. That was some last second stuff there. Irfan, you left too soon. If you got gifted a membership, we are going to transition to the members lounge in just a minute. Let me go. Leo, I'm assuming it's on your channel, right? I mean, the last track we listened to from you was really good. I'm still shocked that you're the one actually singing. Like that those are your actual vocals. I'm still shocked by that. Let me see. We have. Well, you tell me, Leo, which track am I looking for here? Oh, Tribal Chief got one. Look at that. It fits the Sony debacle. If you guys want to drop, listen, for anybody else in the community, if you want to add to the member goal while we still have a couple minutes here, you do that. We hit our goal. And you know what? I did say I would drop 5 for you guys. Let me do that now. I said if we hit 50. Did we hit 50? Hold on. Let me double check. We did hit 50. I said I would drop 5 for you guys. So I'm going to do that now. Okay? While Leo tells me which track I'm looking for. You're putting it in the Discord. Okay. Give me 1 sec. All right, I'm dropping 5 more gifts. We're going to see. I see some people hoping to get a membership. We'll see if it works for you. All right, here we go. I'm sending 5 now. Here we go. They are out. I hope that for anybody who is asking for one, I hope you receive one. Let me. I do have to do something though. Give me just a sec, guys. Okay. Leo, you let me know when you drop it on Discord or if you did. I'm on there now. Thank you for the jewels. No realer. Hold on, what was going on? Tribal Chief, what are you referring to on the Discord? Elite says we'll get it next time, Kings. we tried. I mean, they dropped quite a few for you. We are still going to go to the members lounge. I'm just giving Leo a minute here. It's the least I could do for him. Yeah, really appreciate the support, guys. You know what I'm going to do though while I'm waiting here? I'm going to grab my chair and prepare for the members lounge. Look at this. Guys, look at this. Bro. All right, it's there in the links. Thank you, Leo. All right, we're going to listen to Leo's track, and then we are going to head over to the members lounge. Let me just get this in position. Wait, what's happening? What's happening? Capono, why did you say that? Capono, why did you say that, bro? You're making me nervous. All right, we got Leo's next track. It's a 4-minute and 38-second track. Let's check it out. He's scared again. Top Shelf says, somebody send me a gifted. It's heavy.
Every struggle, no reward.
Evil Sony track.
Just repeat after me. I am the final boss. Still stings a little, don't it? I'm still the
This is Sony.
How bad do you really want it? Are you
This is heavy, dude.
ready? It's all on the line. You're only wasting all of my
Dude, it's so good. I like that riff.
Did you come prepared? Did you settle your affairs? You trained and trained, but you're still right here, back again to meet defeat. How many losses before you concede? How many times before you believe I care? Big beats.
Breaking Benjamin vibes.
Hold on tight, one more try. I believe in you. This time you can win. Did you beat the final boss? No.
No.
You died.
No.
Life is hard, many have tried. Better luck next time. Still stings a little, don't it? Doesn't look like you wanted it. I am the final boss.
This fight is so good. Oh, five finger death punch vibes. Early Daughtry. Wow.
Now it's your time to go. Did it go according to plan? Keep training harder, I promise. Next time you'll win.
Wolverine trailer.
But never forget, I am the final boss.
Damn, dude. Another masterpiece from LeoJimmy. That was LeoJimmy, guys. That was his track that he sent over. Let me hold on. You guys can go show his channel some love. Thank you for that, Leo. Again, man, you didn't actually have to drop those member gifts, but he did. He came through for you guys. So we have apparently a new Wolverine trailer. All right, we have a new Wolverine trailer. I don't know if that one was AI or not. One of the tracks that Leo sent over was his vocals. Leo will have to tell us if this one was AI or not. Thank you for the stay hydrated. So here's what we're going to do. We'll check out the Wolverine trailer. That'll be the last thing we do, because apparently that just came out now. So let me... Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get the setup so we can check it out. We're going to watch the new Wolverine trailer. After that, we are going to head over to the members lounge. This will be the last call. All right. If you want to join us in the members lounge, become a member. Last chance to gift memberships. We crushed our goal today. Thank you all so much for that. Let me see here. So, hold on. So apparently this just dropped, right? Digital only trailer. Well, we'll check it out. We'll check it out. All right. You made that right before Sony announced the debacle. It's fitting. It is fitting, Leo. It is. All right. So we'll watch the trailer here, and then we'll head over to the members lounge. Okay. What I will do, this trailer is 1 minute and 50 seconds. I will start the timer now, though, so that way we'll do 5 more minutes. People are already crying about Logan's face. Oh my god. Spam, no disc, no buy. I mean, if I check the comments, physical games, that's all people are asking for, dude. Although, hold on, we got one comment here. Hold on, though. We got one comment that says, let's go. Bot. Look at bot. That's crazy, dude.
Logan, it's me. Wait.
You came back. I've seen things before.
Humans and mutants can't survive together.
I've tried to keep them safe for so long.
Fucking rats.
Inside, now!
I thought you were back. We were back.
We're gonna build a future for mutants. That is why you belong here.
It looks so good, dude.
Tear the beast. The hunt is ready.
Most people I see clearly, but you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Remember who you are.
Holy shit. I mean, fuck, man. It looks...
Can't let a man rest in peace, can you?
I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. Look, that looks insane, dude. It looks damn good. You're gonna buy it on disc. I don't know if it'll change anything, but I mean, it's Insomniac. Insomniac hasn't made a bad game. They've carried the PS5 generation, and I still maintain what I said. I think that Wolverine is going to be the best Insomniac game ever. I don't know if people are going to agree with that, but I think it will be. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. They fixed the hair too. It looks more like Wolverine. Yeah, people are going to clown on me, but I didn't wait 5 years to not play it. I talk a big game. I'm all talk, no walk. But I mean, come on, man. No, I'm not giving up the fight for physical. By the way, guys, we have 1 minute. We're going to transition to the members lounge. All right. If you're a member, it's going to automatically transition us there. No, we're still fighting for physical, though. I mean, do I have this big hope that we're going to win? I don't think so anymore, if I'm just being honest. But I'm not giving it up. My mentality on it at this point is I'll collect the PS5 games that I can. After that, I'm going to go collect previous generations of games. I might start collecting physical games outside of PlayStation. And then, you know, where we go in the future, I don't know. What gaming looks like beyond January 1st, 2028, I don't know, man. Stop asking about my feet. Hey, Nicodemus, you'll still be happy with me though, because I will be engaging with PC a little bit later this year. So please look forward to that, Nicodemus. Get hype. All right, guys, we're moving over to the members lounge. Thank you all. I will see my members there. To everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. All right. Take care, everyone.